Hello and welcome back to a new episode for the conversion of Lifeboat Hygge. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll take you inside and show you what I've been doing. At the start of the day, I am back in the gap of the floor where the waste is, or the stuff is, for the sink in the heads and the shower tray. I'm going to build that up slightly so it won't flood over should the pump malfunction. I also, in this space, there's the out for the water tank, so it will pump. This is the mains in for the water, but I also have the sender for the depth gauge here. Normally on a boat you drill a hole, put the gauge in, but on a GRP boat it'll actually go through the GRP, so you don't have to drill a hole, which is quite nice. Of course, this is not going to sit upright by itself, so what I want to do is cut a hole in a bit of plywood to make kind of a stand for it, so it will sit happily at the bottom there because there's loads of space for it, and then that's another job done. So I measured the bottom of this, it's near enough 4 centimeters, 40 mil, and yeah, cut a hole with a hole saw and then get that sorted. So what I've done is the following. I've got a bit of 18 mil ply, cut a hole in it, got a bit of 12 mil ply, cut a hole in it. They're going to go together like that, then that will sit on there. Got another bit of 18 mil ply that will hook in there, slide over, and then I can fasten that nut, and that will all be masticed in the bottom there, so it won't go anywhere and will give me the depth under the boat. So that's another one of those little jobs, in this case quite quick and easy, but it all needs doing. I am sitting in the bedroom, on the bed actually, because there's still a little repair that needs doing. I drilled some holes to trace the leak we had at one point as in last summer, and this still needs to be repaired. So I've got my multi-tool ready, cut out a square, let another bit of plywood in, which I've got here, and get that all buttoned up. And that's another one of those little jobs that just needs doing, so I'll get on with that one. Repair done, and that was quick and easy. And the other thing I'm doing now as I'm here is that the bed's built up. The bottom of the bed is made up out of 2 layers of 9 mil ply, so I could have recesses where my hatches will sit in, because at the moment I'm sitting with my legs dangling down in the locker at the back of the bed. So this needs to be built up to the second layer. So I've got this, cut this piece size, so I'll mastic that in, and then those bits still need to be done. And like I said, I'm trying to finish things off, so I'll cut them to size. It's going to be a bit of a Jenga thing, as I haven't got full sheets of this plywood to do it all in one, which would be quite awkward anyway. I mean, it's possible, very much possible, but I think it's better to use my offcuts. So I'll get this masticed in and then do the rest of it and show you when I'm done. As promised, I finished the second layer of 9 mil ply on the bottom of the bed. There's some bits supporting it, and that means that can be sanded and painted, and that's another job finished. Another little job that you saw me make the bits for earlier is I've got the sender for the depth gauge in the blocks of plywood you saw me cut holes in. And the other thing I did, which is another little job but slightly longer, is that this bit is the collection tray where the waste from the shower and the sink in the heads goes into. So this white pipe will have a pump on it to pump the waste overboard. These two wires are 12 volts for the water pump on that side and the waste pump on this one. And I made this GRP collection point a bit higher by putting this bit of plywood in. So I'm going to sheathe that with some cloth as well to make it absolutely waterproof, that should it overflow by a malfunction of the pump or something, that it won't drain into the bilge, even though that in itself is not that much of a problem. I'd like to keep the especially wastewater contained to this bit of the boat. So that's another little job that needs doing, and in a way it's quite nice that I'm at a point where I'm doing little jobs to finish things. It'll still be a while because I still need to do some drawers and some doors as always, but yeah, we're definitely getting there. It's another lovely day today, and every time I'm working on the boat I'm so happy with my windows, for the lights, for the views, for everything really. So yeah, happy bunny on this end. I sanded and primered the new bits I put in the bottom of the bed, so that's all ready for a coat of the cream paint when this is all dry, and that's another little job done. Within this project of me converting this 36-foot lifeboat into a cruising liveaboard, I've made loads of videos, as you may know, and apart from all those videos and the work I show in there, there's loads of jobs which are a lot smaller and kind of annoying because they're never going to be seen again. And one of those big jobs was about 6 or 7 months of me hacking out all the foam, getting rid of the seats, because there was seating for 120 people. And there's still quite a few of those jobs, and one of them I'm going to be attacking today for a bit. And that's basically sanding all the window frames so I can paint them, and the worktop can go in with the sink for the kitchen, for the galley. And of course there's other things going on than what I'm showing on the video, but they're not that interesting, and some of you might still think that even the stuff I am showing is not that interesting, but it all needs doing and it just takes a lot of time. I have done a load of painting yesterday evening, because that's the nice thing of being right next to my barge, as you can see, literally right next to it, that in the evenings I can just hop over, do a bit of painting. Like I painted the ceiling for the second time, so that's starting to look really good, and just get little jobs out of the way. But yeah, it's a lot of work, not all that interesting, but it all needs doing. So one of the things I did yesterday afternoon when I came back from work was paint the bottom of the bed, which had a chance to dry overnight, which it has done. And what I've done now is set myself up to get that bit of the cupboard of the lockers finished. As you can see, that kind of goes into the other bits, and I still need to clad this bit of the wall as well. You can tell from the shadow that I actually needed some lights today because it's really dark outside. It's been raining. But these are those little jobs that seem to take forever. It's easy enough to put a big ceiling in. Still a couple of days work, but it's easy enough. But it's all the finishing off, making it look nice, and actually, like I said, finishing it, because this wouldn't stop me living on the boat, but I want her finished because I know from bitter experience that if you don't do it, you just start living and it kind of never happens, because you'll have to make a mess again, and who wants that, living in a mess? So I'm trying to be good, get all these little bits finished. At the end of this week's video, it's not as nice weather as it has been earlier in the week. I've done loads of little jobs, which most of you will have seen me do. The bed's near enough finished. The hatch that needs to go in there I've actually made, but I painted it so it needs to dry. I've done a few more things on that side, and today I've been focusing on this side. That's near enough buttoned up now, and it's all coming together nicely. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you want, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.